Hey everyone, it's Robin. Today I'm going to be tag teaming, cooking with my husband. We'll be making one of the world's most delicious foods, beef rendang, the simplest and most convenient version. Rendang is a traditional dish from Indonesia, Malaysia, and Singapore. If you've ever had rendang, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. Now, rendang is basically a curry, but unlike Thai or Indian curries, rendang is very dry and concentrated. It's super flavorful. Rendang made with beef is my family's favorite. Let's get started. Assemble all the ingredients. You want 4 to 5 pounds lean meat. We have top round roast, a big chunk of roast. You can also use shoulder roast or pre-cut stew meat would work well. You also want 4 packages of rendang. The Indo Food brand is the best. You can find it on Amazon or at your local Asian supermarket should have it. 1 bowl of compressed palm sugar, that's 110 grams. You want to soften that in hot water, we'll show you later. One can of full-fat coconut milk, and for convenience, you can opt for the jarred minced garlic. 1 large onion, and 3 tablespoons for extra hot and spicy chili garlic sauce. Starting off with sharpening our knives, my husband will demonstrate the importance of that. We have a very large chunk of beef here, and you do need sharp knives. So we sharpen 2, 1 for chopping and 1 for slicing. He's going to start off with the onions, so chop off both ends of the onions or just chop the onion however you like, but this is how we like it. We're going to mince it, and he's going for paper thin. You do not want to shred it with a shredder because then you'll lose the juice. The juice will be absorbed in the rendang later. When you're cutting a large piece of meat like this, you don't have to worry about cutting with the grain or across the grain because you're going to cut it twice. So I would say with this piece of meat, you position it like so and cut it this way. He's cutting it into thin slices. And then he'll cube it. You can see and feel for the hard membranes and trim them out. They are chewy and grisly, and if you leave them in, the rendang won't taste very well, and it won't be a great eating experience for anyone. You want to make sure that you save as much of the meat as possible, so carefully trim out the fat and all the membranes and fibrous tissues in the muscle. So the smaller the chunks, the less time it takes to cook, and then it allows for the seasonings to permeate every fiber of the beef. You can choose to purchase pre-cut stew beef. However, it will cost 3 times as much, but it will take less time and it would be easier. This is where tag teaming comes in handy. It takes about 4 hours to make this dish, so each of us had plenty of time to do other things while we were making this dish today. Here I am with a smaller knife, making very thin strips, cutting out a gristly piece, and then making my small chunks. This smaller slicing knife is much easier for me to use personally. So take the palm sugar, put it in 3 tablespoons of hot water, and you want to soften that. Let it sit there for a while, and then it'll soften. Then we zapped it in the microwave for 2 30-second intervals, and it broke down like that. So we'll add that to the dish later while we're cooking it. Take a Dutch oven, and you're going to add a tablespoon of cooking oil. Add the onion and the garlic and saute until it looks glassy. Now the water is still in the palm sugar, and that's perfectly fine. So you're adding the palm sugar after the onions are translucent, and then you're adding 3 packets of the rendang paste. Be very careful, it stains everything it touches. Stir to combine that. Then add the beef. You can stir that a little bit. We're adding our chili garlic paste. We're going for extra hot, so 3 teaspoons. Pretty much 1 teaspoon per pound of meat that you use is the golden rule. You can use 1 or 2 teaspoons depending on your level of spice. But rendang is supposed to be a spicy dish, so you choose. And mix everything in, and now you want to brown the meat. So the spice mixture is already brown, so you really have to look hard to see that the actual beef is beginning to brown, and this takes about 7 minutes or so. And then it looks like more like this. At this time, when the meat is brown, add half a can of coconut milk. Stir to combine, and then cover it for 30 minutes. And then add your 4th packet of rendang paste. So currently we're at a very low heat, but with the lid on, it's going to come to a nice safe simmer on the stove for the next 3 hours. And you want to check it in 30-minute or 15-minute intervals just to make sure you're not burning it. We don't turn the heat up higher because we do not want to burn this. No scorching on the bottom. So we play it safe, and we keep it on very, very low, the lowest setting. And at the 4-hour mark, it looks like this. It's all broken down. The seasonings have completely permeated the meat. And it's in little fibers. The whole house smells like rendang, but that's a great smell. It's very coconutty and spicy, very warming. So as a traditional dish alongside, you can add some black-eyed peas and some sweet creamed coconut. The sweet is great combination with the spicy, and I'll show you how to do that. So we drain a can of black-eyed peas, add it to the saucepan. Now we still have coconut milk left over because we didn't put the rest of the coconut milk in. So a 1/4 cup of coconut milk is just enough. And then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of that sweet cream de cocoa. You can find cream de cocoa in the liquor section in the grocery store. You can also find it in a liquor store. So just reduce that. And there you go. There's our plated, authentic, and delicious beef rendang with a little side of very sweet coconutty black-eyed peas. And for the taste test, it is super spicy, but not too spicy, and delicious. You can also take your lime, which I forgot earlier, squeeze a little bit on top, and that really makes the flavors pop. Thanks so much for joining us today. I hope you try it, especially if it's a rainy day, you're not going anywhere. I love you guys. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.